So Tourney Locator just recently announced that moving forward, they will be banning Steve and Kazuya for all their local tournaments. And naturally, many people in the Smash community that aren't affected whatsoever by this decision decided to leave their input on the situation by telling DFW players they have skill issues, blaming TOs, or even suggesting that this should have been left up to a community decision before making the ban, which is exactly what happened before making the ban. They left it up to a community decision. I've already made a video with my input on the situation before this ban was officially announced, but don't worry, in this video I'm going to break it down into the simplest of terms so that hopefully everyone can understand. Now, notice how I said everyone can understand. I didn't say hopefully everyone can agree. I said that hopefully everyone can at the very least understand why a decision like this could have been made, because it seems like some people can't even fathom the idea that this could happen. Okay, so let's go ahead and explain my thoughts here. It seems like the main issue people have is that Kazuya is being banned. The Steve decision is very on the fence, so what I'm mostly going to be referring to are the arguments I've seen about Kazuya, but really it applies to both characters anyways. There are three main arguments that I've seen as to why this decision is terrible, why it's going to kill the game, why it's bad for everyone, and those 3 points are about uniformity, skill issues, and future bans. So the first argument I've seen is uniformity. Some people are arguing this is bad for the game, we need to have the same rule set everywhere. Well, how can we ban characters in one region? This affects power rankings. To which my argument is, we can't even agree on a stage list, and we're 5 years into this game. I mean, we can't even agree on how many bans we get with stages, whether DSR is a thing or not. It's literally different from tournament to tournament. And that's something that affects the regional level as well. That's not just the local level, that's also regional level. We just don't have the same stage list everywhere. And I know what you might be thinking, oh, that's just the stage, you know, that's not that important. It's all about the character. Which my argument is, learn more characters. When you look at games throughout history, right, like, and I know it's different for every, you know, genre of game, right? You can't compare like a MOBA to a fighting game necessarily, but there's always diversity in the rule set. Look at Pokemon, for example. Every couple months they introduce a new series where they ban certain Pokemon or they allow certain Pokemon. So yeah, I may have done really good with this Pokemon. I have this great team, this great core around my team, and oh, next month is banned. What am I gonna do? That's right, I'm gonna adapt and pick up new Pokemon. When you look at competitive MOBAs like League of Legends or Dota, what happens when you start off the match? You go ahead and you ban certain characters. Yeah, I might be a Teemo main for my team, and you know, that's the character I'm really good at. I do have other characters I kind of play, but they're not as good. Oh, my character's banned? Okay, I have to go pick another character. And some people are gonna argue, well, Smash is different, you know, you put all this time into this character and all of that. Well, Kazuya and Steve are DLC characters that haven't been in the game since the start, which means that most people that play these characters did play characters before that. And obviously people are gonna argue, well, without these characters, like, you know, I don't have a character that I like, and, you know, I'm not gonna do as good with this character. I play Luigi. And that kind of revolves around the whole central argument as to why these characters were banned, is the fact that a lot of people pick up these characters, instantly become like good, have crazy results, and get crazy upsets, whereas you can't really do that with any other character in the game. I think diversity is good in games in general, and it's definitely good for a game like this, right? So if you ban characters every now and then, which allows other characters to thrive in the meta, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. And the key takeaway, this is what frustrates me so much, this is being done at the local level. It's not being done at anything else yet. Yeah, we might eventually get there, but to start off, what everyone's like complaining about, this is at the local level. And that brings me to the next argument, which is people just need to learn the matchup and stop complaining. What are these people gonna do when they travel to big events and they don't know the matchup? Here's the thing that people fail to realize, right? With tournaments at the local level, right? People go for various reasons, right? Obviously, some people go because they're trying to win every week, they're grinding the game, like that's what they care about, they want to make their local PR, all that kind of stuff. The vast majority of the people that go to locals go there to have fun. If you go to a 90-person local, right, the most is probably going to pay out maybe is like top 5 at the very most. That means 85 people are going there, spending their money to walk away with absolutely nothing besides the experience that they went there for. And if your experience is going 0-2 every week to Steve and Kazuya, which in the Dallas region, it seems like that's all there is Steve, Kazuya, and Rob, it's probably not going to be a good experience. And it's a valid argument, you know, you could just tell people to learn the matchup, stop complaining. But like I said, the vast majority of people that go to locals go there to have fun, you know, whether they play the game hours every day, whether they only have a chance to play, you know, every now and then, they go there to have fun and to improve at the game. I mean, the TO even posted this in his initial post about the ban, that he believes this is the wrong decision in his heart, but this was left up to the community that is directly affected by this. Like, people that enter these tournaments directly voted for this, and that's what it came down to. It was a community decision. And he made it very clear. He said this wasn't even a close decision. Like, the vast majority of people came to this decision. And even some of the Kazuya mains are okay with this. You look at people like Burr, who plays Kazuya, like amazing player, by the way, and he, you know, he's fine with it. He doesn't have a big problem with it. And then there's Hippo, who literally just won a tournament without using Kazuya, and he's like a big Kazuya main. And honestly, Tourney Locator is very transparent about this. Like I said, it was a community decision, and not only that, they're doing things to kind of make up for it too, you know? They're offering free venue fees for Steve and Kazuya mains. They even said said that if you want to go to a tournament and just start practicing another character and you're Steve and Kazuya main, they'll go ahead and waive your venue, you know, so you can still come out to events and support. At the end of the day, it's a local, it's a small tournament. Sometimes there's big locals, obviously. The most it's going to affect is like your local PR, like, and maybe state PR, and you know, that gets a little bit more tricky when you factor in state PR. I understand that, but at the end of the day, it's a local. And that's why I really respect this decision, because right now they're only banning it for locals. For regional events, they're still keeping everything, you know, kind of uniform with the rest of the world, rest of the country, and I definitely respect that. I don't think there's anything wrong whatsoever with kind of changing up things at the local level, especially when it's a community decision. People outside of that community shouldn't necessarily have a say because they're not in that community going to the locals. If I'm in Dallas losing to Kazuya and Steve every week, and so are 85 other people, like somebody in New York shouldn't be able to determine, Kazuya cannot be banned at that Dallas local, I won't allow it. I mean, if that's the case, we gotta start shutting down those middle school and library tournaments where items are on and all stages are legal. That should not be allowed, it has to be a certain way. I mean, they're locals, I mean, come on. And the last main argument that I've been seeing is, well, I don't like Sonic, can we ban him? Banjo's annoying, why can't we just ban him? Where does this stop? How do we stop banning characters? Smash 4 Bayonetta wasn't banned and she was way worse. What do we do here? My response to this is kind of a two-parter. The first one regarding Bayonetta, where people say, oh, we didn't ban Bayonetta, what, you know, why should we ban this character? There's this real famous quote that I always, you know, I've seen and I've heard, and it's, oh yeah, that's right, it's history repeats itself. We said the same thing in Smash 4 with Bayonetta. We said, well, Meta Knight wasn't universally banned, so why would we ban Bayonetta? And how did that work out for everybody? Everybody was miserable. Everyone talks about how Smash 4 was such a bad game and how Bayonetta killed the game. Isn't that right? Isn't that the general consensus, that Smash 4 is one of the worst Smash games and that Bayonetta killed the game? So if we know that, and you know, even though Steve, Kazuya aren't necessarily as bad as Bayonetta, but there's still a problem, you know, most people can consider these characters to be a problem overall. Why would we just make the same mistake? And again, this is at the local level that we're discussing. We're not talking about, you know, national events, international events, regional events. We're just talking about locals here. I mean, in their post, they said that they're trying this ban for now, right? It's not a permanent thing necessarily. It's just moving forward for right now. They're banned, and that's how it is right now. And I don't think there's an issue with that. We're trying something different. At least we're trying something new, right? And my second response has to do with the other kind of part of this argument, which is, oh, you know, where does this stop? When do we stop banning characters? Well, I don't like Sonic. Why can't we ban Sonic? And my response to that is just look at the results for this region specifically. You see, people are putting their input into this situation. Like I said, it really doesn't, like, it doesn't work, I feel like. Like, people are saying, like, oh, well, you know, Steve doesn't get results everywhere, and Kazuya's not, you know, we only have riddles and all this, and I'm like, it's at the local level. We're not talking about national level. When you just look at DFW tournaments, especially like Shockwave tournaments, the results are literally just Rob, Steve, and Kazuya. At the end of the day, it's those characters that are dominating that specific scene, and the scene doesn't like that. Sure, Sonic is annoying, but when there's one Sonic main in the entire bracket, it's not really a problem. The thing specific about Steve and Kazuya is that there's like, it's weird with those characters because I feel like anybody can pick up those characters and do well with them. They also have this skill ceiling to where if you really put time into them, you can be crazy with the characters. But those characters specifically give like lower level players an opportunity to do crazy upsets off of just a couple hits. And it seems like that's kind of the case with the DFW scene. It's a lot of people that, you know, are crazy with the characters, and also people that are, you know, maybe not the best at the game, but they picked up these characters and now they're going crazy with them. In conclusion, I just want to go ahead and say that two things can be true at once. So sure, people are saying Dallas has a skill issue, to which I respond with, yeah, some people probably do have a skill issue. Like I said, people go to locals for fun. Not everybody grinds this game 40 hours a week. Some people have full-time jobs, careers, they go to school, they do other things as well. Some people just go here to have fun, make friends, compete, play the game, and try to improve a little bit. And when the vast majority of your local scene goes there with the expectation that they're not going to make top 8, but they just want to have a good time, and they can't even do that, then that becomes a problem. And again, people that argue this is bad for the Dallas scene because when they travel to majors, like, they're gonna not know the matchup. And again, to which I respond, some people only go to locals. You know, not everybody travels across the country to go to majors. Not everybody goes to regionals. And again, when they go to regional, a lot of times it's just for fun. Do you really not think that the people that take the game crazy seriously and are like the best players in that region are not going to know the matchup? I'm sure they're going to know the matchup. And it's not like the Kazuya and Steve players are just going to fall off the face of the earth. Like, what, like, are they banned in friendlies too? No, of course they're not banned in friendlies. Like, hey, I have my friend, he plays Kazuya, and I really need to know this matchup. I have an upcoming regional. Well, guess what? We can go play some friendlies. We can do a $5 money match. We can, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're acting like they just took the game cartridge, just completely removed Kazuya and Steve from, you know, existence, and it's just impossible to play these characters. No, you can still play them in friendlies. You can play them offline. At the end of the day, this was a community decision that only affects that specific community. Whether or not other TOs across the country follow through with this, that's going to be up to those local level scenes, right? So it's just, you know, it's not going to be this crazy thing where they ban the characters and instantly they're banned everywhere. You know what I mean? It's up to that. It's up to your locals, you know? At this point, we've gotten what we've gotten with Smash Ultimate. We shouldn't expect anything else with this game. You know, it's our game to decide what we're going to do with it. All you can really do is support your local scenes, go out to events when you can. And again, like I said at the start of the video, I'm not expecting everyone to agree with this decision. I'm just asking everyone to at least understand why this decision could have been made. But that being said, go ahead and leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of different opinions there, but I hope this all made sense. You know, maybe I sound crazy, but to me, like, it just, you know, it makes sense for a community to decide what's best for their community. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We've got more Smash content coming all the time, and yeah, I'm looking forward to see how this plays out here. Other than that, I've got nothing else for you guys, so I'll catch you in the next one.